Hello. Today I am talking to you about awareness and understanding ourselves and allowing our own expansion and growth and the attachments that we have to the stories that we've created ourselves from our experiences and how we use those stories to keep us from having and moving forward in our life and expansion and growth. So, one of the things that I want to just say before I get into sharing some of the three stories that I hear quite often is that, we're always looking for answers and to understand ourselves better, why we do the things that we do, and how can we have more of what we want. The thing about it is that the answers are there. You are likely watching this video today because you're looking for answers to a problem that you're having, and because you want something more in your life. So the problem is that the story that you're telling yourself is stopping you from having what you want. And I want to share three of those stories, the most common stories, with you today that I hear. And our stories have been ongoing. They started when we were young, and they've just carried us through our entire lives. But here is story number one. Story number one that I hear of is a lot is, he's cheated on me. How can I ever trust again? And the thing is that I'm not going to go into the whole thing of infidelity. However, I will leave a link below this video that you can watch something on infidelity that I think is really, really helpful. But I think what's important to understand is that if you create a story of he cheated on me, how will I ever be able to trust another man? That which you focus on, you get more of. So if that is your worry that somebody else is also going to be unfaithful to you, and that's kind of rumbling around in the back of your mind, there's a high probability that you will have that same experience again. And really what it comes down to is trust. And it's not so much that you don't trust somebody else. I mean, first of all, you can't put every single man into the same bucket. Not, that was the experience that you had with this person, or maybe you had one or two experiences like this. But here's the thing. It's not about trusting the other person. It's about trusting yourself. And it's about trusting your intuition. Do you trust yourself to walk away when the red flags show up? Do you trust yourself to be aware of enough of the yellow flags that you go, wait, that's just too many. And, I recognize this pattern. No, I don't think I want to do this again. Do you trust yourself to walk away from what you know hasn't worked before? Because there's a certain safety that you might be getting from having those types of relationships. And those types of relationships that you keep on experience have everything to do with what you learned when you were young and what your attachment style is. Now, I did a 4-part video series on attachment styles. You can look through my videos and see them. But I don't want to get into the attachment styles, but it's we learn them from a very young age, and there is a safety mechanism that keeps us perpetuating the same types of experience until we're aware of them, and then we can go, okay, yeah, right, I recognize that, and I'm not going to do that again. But when it comes to he cheated on me, how will I ever trust again? Just know that has nothing to do with them. It has to do with you trusting your intuition, recognizing the repeating patterns, and just saying, yeah, I'm not going to do this again. I have more value, more worth than to do that again. And that old story there, no, I'm not doing that anymore. So the thing about the yellow and red flags are easier to walk away from because they tend to rub against some of our core values. The yellow ones, however, are the significant and important ones, because when there are enough yellow flags, you may have a tendency to go, yeah, he does that now, but once he gets with me, he won't do that. Trust that people show you who they really are. If somebody says to you, yeah, I'm not really ready for a relationship right now, and you pursue it and dig and dig and dig and dig and dig and chase after it, trust that you're going to have a really troubled relationship. People show you who they are, and you just have to believe them. And you have to, more importantly, just trust yourself and trust that there is something better for you, and just walk away. So don't let "he cheated on me, how will I ever trust again" become your story. Just choose to trust yourself and move on. Okay, here's story number 2. I want somebody to take care of me. So you don't want somebody to take care of you. You want to be able to take care of yourself. And I know what you're really asking is, I want somebody to take care of me means I want to be able to connect with somebody at a deeper connected level, and somebody that will support me through life's ups and downs. But if your story is, I want somebody to take care of me, and that is what you're putting out there as your story, you have to be careful what you wish for, because it might show up in a way that you don't want it to. It might show up as a controlling person who doesn't give you any freedom or flexibility to be exactly who you are in the relationship. Like I said, people will show you exactly who they are. Trust your intuition and just walk away. But as it relates to, I want somebody to take care of me, has everything to do with you feeling helpless and powerless, and you just want somebody else to step in and go and save you, basically, because you are feeling somehow helpless and powerless in your life. And the thing about feeling powerless and helpless and wanting somebody to take care of you the way you have created it in your mind is that in order to have the type of relationship that is supportive of you, that allows you the room to just be exactly who you are, and somebody just kind of shows up and just loves you for who you are, and he supports you in your ups and downs without judgment or criticism, is that you have to allow the same of the other person. You can't expect him to show up for you in this way and you not showing up for him in that way. You can't go into it thinking, I want you to take care of me, but you have to be this way and this way and this way, and I'm going to try and mold you into being the person I need you to be for me. That's not going to work. You're basically entering into a codependent relationship. So if you want to be with somebody who you connect with at that deep level, connect with yourself at that deep level first. And ask yourself, where in my life do I feel powerless and helpless to take care of myself and connect with myself at that deep level? And the nice thing about this is that once you do figure out how to connect with yourself in this way and take care of yourself in this way and become more empowered, you will find that you feel so much bigger, and you will attract somebody who matches your level of bigness. And it'll just be easy. You won't have to try so hard. You won't have to try and mold people into being a certain way so that you feel better about yourself. So that was story number 2. Story number 3 is, I am so lonely, and hopefully one day he'll show up. If that is your story, like someday, one day, hoping, hope hope is, there's a place for hope, but when you put the loneliness together with hopefully one day he'll show up, that has like a really really low energy to it, and chances are somebody will show up, but they're going to feel exactly the way that you do. And again, the results probably haven't been positive for you in the beginning or in your past, and they will continue to not be work out the way that you want them to in the future, because when you look for love outside of yourself, or or look for to fill a lonely part outside of yourself, you will show up as that lonely person inside of the relationship. That's why you may have experienced being in a relationship but felt lonely. So what do I want to say about this? That loneliness that you are feeling inside of yourself is a void that you are denying yourself from fulfilling within yourself. So we are here to expand and to grow. And what you're feeling when you say that you're lonely is this craving to have more in your life. And I'm going to give you a couple of examples of what this looks like. Let's say you have a really great career or a job, and it pays you really well, and it gives you a level of security in your life. You know who you are within this career that you have and the money that you make, and it pays your bills and things like that. But let's say this career is like soul sucking and it takes so much energy for you to go there and show up every single day. Your inner soul has a craving for something more, but you're not allowing yourself that expansion and growth. You're not allowing yourself to explore other careers that might be more satisfying and fulfilling to you. And that creates a void within you. And for those of you who are ready to hear this, there's another layer on top of this, and that is, who will I be if I'm not blank? So fill in your career. Who will I be if I'm not a doctor? Who will I be if I'm not a lawyer? Who will I be if I'm not that CEO? Who will I be if I'm not that top executive? Who will I be if I'm not the one running the show? That places you in this void of the unknown, and there's a lot of fear attached. It's like you go through an identity crisis. But again, it is your soul craving more, and you're not allowing it. Here's another example. Maybe you are craving socialization and friendship. Maybe you feel too cut off from society and experiences. And what happens, let's say, for example, you might be an entrepreneur, and maybe you work from your home, and maybe, you spend the majority of your time in your office doing your work and have little room or to connect with other people. You become very siloed. You are craving more connection and more socialization. And sometimes we think that all of those things that we're feeling we need more of, we think that we're going to be able to get from a partner. But that's not the case. We can't hang our fulfillment for more in our career or socialization and connection with friendship and having other experiences. We can't attach that part of our happiness to one person. That is like a monstrous responsibility to place on somebody else to fulfill that void for more that we don't allow for ourselves. It's our own responsibility to feed what we want, what we know we want more of. And so what happens then is that, we keep telling ourselves that we're lonely, and maybe one day it'll show up. But in the meantime, I'll just keep doing what I'm doing. But what you're doing is keeping you actually stuck, because you're retelling that story instead of looking within yourself to do the things that you want to do. You're allowing yourself to stay stuck and hoping that one day somebody will come along and satisfy that within yourself. But that's not going to happen. You're just not going to attract somebody who is whole and complete. And that's essentially what you want. You want to be whole and complete yourself so that you can attract somebody else who is whole and complete. One of the sayings that I have is better you, better relationships, better love. And really what that means is that the more you can tune in to who you are and do the things that you love to do, connect with the people that you love to connect with, have the rich life experiences that you want to have, the better you feel about yourself, the more open you will be to attracting somebody who is whole and complete themselves. That's when you get into a relationship that is connected at a deep emotional level. You can have great conversations with that person because you're on the same page. You're showing up as your whole authentic self. They're showing up as their whole authentic self. You are not there to be codependent on anybody. You are just two independent people who walk together, supporting each other through life. And that's what you're after. But in order to have that, we have to stop. You have to stop looking for somebody else to fulfill something within you, and you've got to let go of those stories that you tell yourself. You are ready to evolve to step into being the woman you have become. But to do that, you need to let go of the stories. So those are the 3 stories that I wanted to share with you. I hope that you kind of found yourself in a pocket somewhere within the conversation today, and that you have a glimpse into a deeper understanding of who you are and why you do the things you do. I'm going to post a link below on the video for infidelity. If that resonates with you and that's something you want to learn more of, I think that you'll really enjoy that video. And I'm Iris Sirianni. I am a relationship coach. And if you want to know more about me, or if you want to jump on a call and see how I can help you move past your stories, I'd love to talk with you. And I will leave all of the information on how you can contact me below this video. So that's it for now. Until next time. Bye.